All right, so this was the game from yesterday against uh, AYAYA. I think that's how it's said, right? And looking at the matchmaking, we have on our side an Ohio, Novosibirsk, Moskva, Petro, Napoli, myself in the Ledge Kleber, and a Marceau. They have a Burgon, Piemonte, Moskva, Petro, Marseille, Napoli, and Yu Yang. And Yoshi, start talking.
Well, first thing you want to notice here, because I think I called this game, is that this is a very, very, very good Asian clan, Asian Hurricane clan, and those are always challenging. So you have to think about what your standard deployment would be, and these types of clans usually are good against standard deployments. Secondly, they have a Piemonte and a Marseille, and one destroyer. So that means that they're almost certainly going to be pushing somewhere. So I think
And a
we made the
Napoli as
decision,
well.
and an Napoli. So that's a very, very strong push. So I think we made it, and a Bourgogne actually, which is a very fast battleship, which is good for pushing too. So I think we made
Yep.
the decision pretty early to do something non-standard. Like our standard deployment, maybe just play hard for A and kite C, but we decided to do something kind of crazy. So we
Yep.
decided to, as you can see, the map pings. We went to do like a 5-2 split. We're sending everything to C and then hopefully B, and then just Zeka and actually myself in the Novosibirsk to kite A.
And initially, I think the call was for literally just the Kleber by itself to be there, but we ended up sending the Novosibirsk because if the enemy decides that they're obviously going to get A, and they're just going to walk towards C. So to prevent us from just getting completely wrapped and then crossfired to hell while we try and make our big monkey push, the Novosibirsk is just going to chill like way off in the corner so that they don't have a straight shot just go from A straight to C. They have to angle in towards the Novo, kill it, and then be able to go to C. And they can't just go a straight shot because the Novo is just going to absolutely clap them.
Yeah, exactly. Novos has a really good range and really good ballistics, so it's a good long range broadside threat. Also, Zeka here, you're playing Kleber, which is really Ledge Kleber, which is really good at spotting stuff, which you're doing right now. But it's not a flank threat at all. So if they realize that there's only one Ledge Kleber here, they just turn broadside, turn and go, and they don't have anything to worry about. So I think it was a good decision on the team's part to send not like if Zeko was if you were in like a YY, maybe there's a bit more of a threat because it's a torp threat. But I think in this case, taking the Nova with you is a good idea.
Yeah. And
So we see a Piemonte here, and we see the Marseille. So already at this point, we realize that they're pushing. Look how the Marseille. Look at the position of the Marseille. So these are the things that we think about when we're playing clan battles against really really good teams. Um, like this is an indication of their intention. We have to see if our strat is going to be able to win this game.
Yeah, and also just to note, their Marseille, the RPF was not pointing directly at it for a few seconds there. It was kind of pointing in between the Marseille and the Piemonte. So that's also telling us that there's almost definitely going to be a destroyer out here. And right here is a very important moment because myself and the Ledge Kleber has a surface detection of 6.2 kilometers. And the only thing on their entire team that could have hard spotted me right there would be the Yu Yang. So
Yes.
immediately, as soon as that happened, I tell our team like, "Hey, Yu Yang is 150,000% on A side confirmed. You have no deep water threat over there, so that will help your push."
Yes, it's really really important information, especially for like a Naphtali or whatever. There are heavy ships pushing on the other side. Nobody wants to push into a Yu Yang or a Shima, any type of torp threat with a good captain. So yeah, so you hear that you can see their strat, like they are just straight W King. It
Yeah,
turns out, and this is beneficial for us, it's only me and Zeka here. Um, so if we had more ships here, then this would be kind of doomed for us. Or if we had like two cutting cruisers or something like that. So Zeka here looks like he's trying to do the best he can against a charging Yu Yang. Yu Yang does outspot Clever by a bit, right?
it's 5.8 kilometers because that is a non-ledge mod Yu Yang. Because you have to keep in mind with the ledge mod is that hurt, but also Ledge Yu Yang goes in slot 5, so it means it has to give up concealment to run it. So the fact that it outspotted me is also telling us that that's a standard 5.8 kilometer conceal Yu Yang.
Yeah, and probably you're thinking it almost certainly has radar, right?
It absolutely has radar because it radared me.
Oh, it did radar you already. Okay, I thought it just hard spotted you.
It did, and right now it's just hard spotting me again. And this Yu Yang is being extremely aggressive. It's just W keying straight at me.
It
And I
might even
also,
have brisk, or what is it? Swift and silence. It might have swift and silence.
he honestly could. He very well could now that we think of it. But right now I'm just trying to not die to a Piemonte and a Marseille with a Yu Yang walking at my head.
Yeah. So at this point, and you can see the Novo, which I was captaining, and the Novo. We're both just kiting out here. I think I use a radar to spot him here and get
Yeah,
a little bit
that's
of
what
damage.
spotted him right there.
Yeah, but I mean the Novo radar is so pathetic. I get I think one shot away. Yeah, like literally one shot away. So two. I don't know if I had target lock there. But like,
Well,
if you look at the bigger map, though, Piemonte, which is their super ship, their Yu Yang, which is their only destroyer, and their Marseille, which is a very powerful heavy cruiser, are all chasing little old Zeka and me. So it's
yeah.
kind of three ships. We're drawing three ships away. That means that our push has a numerical advantage.
Yeah, they have to be careful of the Petro that's like just kind of chilling in the middle right there, but they have a Piemonte, Marseille, and a Yu Yang that are just hard greeting for this.
Yeah, and so at this moment, I think in our comms we were just saying, okay, Zeka, run, run, run. And we were thinking, well, you're faster, so you should be fine. But Yang's pretty quick, and Zeka, as you can see here, he's turning to get torpedoes, which is the right play. That's going to slow you down a little bit too.
Yeah, but the torpedoes are also hopefully slowing down the Yu Yang, but it's also that first radar that you did that spotted the Yu Yang, even though it didn't really do a whole lot of damage to him. The key thing there is that you forced him
Slowed
to
him down.
react.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
slowed him down
Dodge.
just enough for me to be able to get my speed boost up and then just pop right out of detection range. And that's honestly a large part of what really helped save me right here.
So why don't you explain a little bit to like what are you doing with your torps here? What are you trying? Where are you trying to shoot them? What are you trying? What's your thinking here on torping using RPF or whatever?
There's a Yu Yang running at my head, and I'm just launching torpedoes at RPF and trying to slow him down.
But like, so do you? Because you know his he's coming towards you, so you probably launch him a little bit in front of your RPF because like
Uh,
how do you like so someone who's never done this before, how do you aim your torpedoes in a situation where you don't have a white line?
well, it depends on if you know the direction that Yu Yang is going. Statistically, in this game, every single time that Yu Yang has been spotted, he's been bow in, pressing W as hard as he can. And that's a large part of what I'm banking these torpedoes being on, because I know I'm faster than that Yu Yang, but that Yu Yang is still very fast on its own. So as soon as my speed boost runs out, if he has his, he could honestly be faster than me. So
Yeah.
knowing that, and knowing that he probably knows that because he had done it to me earlier when I didn't have my speed boost up, he was able to keep pace with me. So he honestly probably is running Swift and Silent. So what he's probably doing right now is he's bowing towards me
Yeah,
while
these
spotting
torps kill me,
you.
by the way. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think I traded pretty well considering it was a 2v1. The Piemonte is getting pretty low. He's less than half. I do get killed by Yu Yang torps, which tells us a little bit of where he is as well.
Yeah, and
Kind of
you
got beside
did,
me.
your dying radar did kind of spot him right there, but
That's why
he,
smashed Y before I died.
yeah. But that did give us a quick little like sneak at like where he possibly is. And you can see I'm getting radared again right now.
So if you look at the HP difference here, you can tell that their call was for this Yu Yang to just go and kill our Kleber.
Yeah.
We actually are on a win con now with two ships, a loss on each side, but we have the two caps. So
Yep.
what I think, and then we were talking about this in the comms, their play is probably Yu Yang kills Zeka, and then they get to get C cap, our home cap. But
Yeah.
let's see. Ooh, close one there.
And while all of this was going on, by the way, our push at their home cap did materialize pretty well. We
Yeah,
did end up trading our Ohio for it, but we got a Moskva kill. Our Napoli also did a drive-by on the enemy Napoli.
yeah,
So right now, I
yeah.
think our play right now is we're rotating to defend our home cap because their Yu Yang is greeting hard for me, and I'm going to be running out of space pretty quickly here. But they are going to be sending their Marseille and the Piemonte towards C because they have to.
So as you
And
can see here, our Moskva has repositioned from pushing to defending. We put our Moskva and our Marceau to defend C. Our Petro is just in a slap fight with the enemy Petro.
yep,
And yeah, so their Primonte touches C. Now I think Castor lands 2 or 3 torpedoes on the Primonte.
it was two.
It was 2, and it got him because he was already half. Got him pretty low, and we were desperately trying to figure out a way to kill this Primonte in comms, but he did crash an island, so he was safe for a bit.
Yeah, and also to take a quick note of where our cruisers are. We can see where that Bourgogne is, so our Petro and our Massa are both being very careful to
Yeah.
keep these islands in between themselves and the Bourgogne. The trade-off there is that Bourgogne is just going to walk into B, but the what we gain is cruisers that have HP that go into actual meaningful digits.
So 2 things. So you get radar here.
Yep, this is the
This
Yu
is the moment
Yang,
of
and
truth.
at this point, I'm thinking I'm most likely dead.
Yeah.
So
So
I
you're
want to
opening up.
just try and get as much damage on this Yu Yang as possible for our most Marceau to probably have to finish off later. But in a twist of fate, a very bizarre occurrence of
Oh, he two.
aligning stars.
His last two salvos were short.
Yeah, I think
But you pop speed boost. Oh, good.
yeah, like our speed boost came up like literally just as that radar came up. So his first couple of shots fell behind. The couple of shots that did hit, I think I honestly got saved by French saturation more than anything else. And then he just kind of, I think he ate the torp and he was expecting that he was going to be dead, honestly, and he was just like panic trying to get the dying salvos off and wasn't really aiming them. He was just like get shells in the air, get as many shells in the
Well,
air.
you're at
But
500 health. He only really needs to hit 1 shell, I believe.
yeah, honestly, I
Um,
think one shell
I think
doesn't
one
kill
shell.
me.
Really? Okay,
No,
maybe not. But
it
I
would
mean, you're so
probably take
low.
at least two, because
Okay.
127 millimeter HE would probably do one single shell would probably do about like 300 ish damage, and then factor in French saturation.
Yeah.
It would
So
probably take two.
yeah, so they're winning the game at this point, but we're gonna kill their battleship, and yeah, so that's big. Now another funny thing that you can't see in this replay is our Petro lost both of his front turrets. So we ordered the Petro to try to ram the enemy Petro as soon as the Bourgogne is dead. The Bourgogne dies,
Yeah,
the Petro can come out of safety, and that's funny. And then their Piemonte goes down here to Guncaster, who played really well, a good game in
yep,
Marceau. And then the Marseille goes down as well. So it looked pretty iffy there for a while when they started to collapse on us, but both of our destroyers played extremely well. You know, our Zeka not even trading, just killing the enemy Yu Yang
yeah,
against all odds, and
yep,
then Castor doing a marvelous job defending our home cap.
yeah,
Um, and then at this point, it's pretty much a win. So yeah, a really close game, but
yeah.
they
No,
have 951 points.
yeah, and there's discount being like, why are you running?
I have no
But
guns.
also just to note, there is a replay bug right now where the scores are actually in reverse. Like we're the ones at 900, and they
Oh
were the
really?
ones at 700. Like I don't know why, but that's just a replay bug. So just a
Really? Are you
note.
sure?
Yeah, that is a replay bug because we are literally winning 3 ships to 1 right now.
No, but yeah, okay, but we're okay.
Like I've had this bug before. Just trust me.
Okay. Still, I mean, it was a close game, and
Yeah. And then our Napoli
just
just
rounds it up.
rams out the Petro, and that's game.
Yeah. So I think turning points there are Zeka killing the enemy YY, and our other destroyer, landing some torpedoes and us being able to defend the home cap. Obviously, getting their home cap was the whole point. Like we don't win without that condition as well. So
Yeah, and I think the key thing that you need to take that for viewers of this video to take away from this replay is the ability to kind of change plans on the fly because our initial deployment, as we talked about in the beginning of the video, usually has us playing really, really hard for the A cap, which we know.
probably you dive the
Yeah.
island. But then if you did that, the Piemonte comes around, the Marseille comes around, and just kills you.
Yeah, and then they have the Petro there to just perma light me with hydro and radar, or just straight up proxy spot me as well. And the big takeaway from here is just being able to recognize what either you know what they're going to do because you're playing a team that you've faced against before, or you know how certain teams play. Like in this case, we know Asian clans tend to run very heavy push style comps. So instead of like using our initial deployment, that's a bit of a relatively even split, or no, I think it's a 5-2, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can
Standard.
even be a 4-3 split where we play for the contest cap using radars and spotting. But
Yeah,
against this comp, that would have been tough because they would have pushed us off.
yeah, and the big thing is recognizing that your standard comp is probably not going to work. What else can we do that could work? And in this case, we are like, okay, our standard comp's probably not going to work against this. Let's just try something that they're probably not going to be ready for, and we're just going to take everything we have and shove it in their face.
Yeah, like Giga Hurricane clans, like any top 5 clans on NA or Asia or whatever, they're up there because they're very very good at beating standard comps and regular deployments. Like they feast on Typhoon 2-3 in one team. So sometimes it's worth chucking something that they might not be ready for in their face. And if you think that they're going to push, like we thought they were going to push, then either our push runs into their push and it's a brawl, or we're able to sort of do like a ring around the rosy and in that time get their home cap. So then we'd have the cap advantage at least. So
Yeah,
it worked.
and the big thing also is when you're making your plans, try and cover gaps in your lineup. Like we were talking about earlier, we originally were going to have the Ledge Kleber just straight up solo warrior out there on A, which would not have worked because they would have just pushed right into me. And the Novosibirsk being there as well is a very key thing because that Novo stopped them from just being able to press W straight at our home cap, and they had to commit like 8 minutes or something
Yeah,
to
it
kill
took a
you.
while. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that buys time for your push side. So the Novo being there, against against a Marseille and a Piemonte, it's never going to survive. Like it's never going to win there. But
yeah,
strategically, the fact that you brought those ships down south, almost to the J line or whatever it is, or the A line, I'm not sure.
yep,
Um, bought our push a lot of time because that Marseille and that Piemonte were not shooting any of the rest of our fleet until they finally killed the
like
end
they were off in like Narnia for a large majority of the game.
and their destroyer too, of course.
Yep, and the Yu Yang greeted hard for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no reason to expect that he doesn't kill you there after
Yeah,
cruisers shot you earlier. So
yep.
yeah, the fact that you got the kill there was really important for us.
Yeah, that was a pretty fortunate torpedo for me and unfortunate for him. But he died, I didn't. Uh, I'm not gonna complain about that. So, I think that's about it for this game. You have anything else you want to say?
Nope, I think you have to go and help the team win some more games.
I don't wanna. All right, fine.
GG's.
Yep. And on that note, that is gonna be it for today, and I will see you tomorrow.